David Wilson left your channel.
Welcome to the NAK Tac live stream on YouTube. Thank you for anybody that's watching this. So we're going to go ahead and set up the mission on the first part of this stream. After the mission's set up, then we will show the players playing it. So this is a continuation of our last mission. The video is live, or is on YouTube. Not live, it was live. But the video is on YouTube for anybody that wants to see that video. I will add it as in a link to in the description here. But I'm going to go ahead and start adding some items onto the map here. We have a decent amount of users, a decent amount of players, so we're going to go ahead and have a good amount. It's not a large area on the map. We do have a UAV circling. We use Alive, and the Alive has a functionality to see from the camera's point of view, from the object's point of view. And so I have a UAV circling so that the commander can kind of see from that UAV's point of view, or satellite type point of view. So let's start adding some players. They're going to start here. This is where they ended or got extracted from in the last mission. And so we're just going to start it pretty loose here at the beginning.
Attention, Luke, poke
just
you.
A few enemies, and then we'll make it a little more dense as we move on. We are using just standard CSAT for this. I do like the recon group. They have a good selection of weapons, silencers on a lot of them, which just adds to a little bit of the complexity. I will mix it up a little bit though, and so I'm placing down just
Rollicandal left your channel.
Unix now, and then I will set some of them on defend. I will set others on garrison, and we will protect this area and keep Blue 4 from getting in. When I'm making a mission, I don't really do it, you know, me against the players. I'm creating a mission that I think they're going to enjoy. So I don't try to make it overly difficult, but you also don't want to make it super simple at the same time. So I love using the defend area module. Very nice the way it does it. It kind of splits the group. Some of them are on a search and destroy. Some of them stay near the center of the defend area, and others may even garrison in buildings nearby. If one of them finds an enemy, then they communicate with the other elements of that squad, and they will all come running to where the enemies are because it's set on a search and destroy.
David Wilson joined your channel.
Garrison, I'm going to garrison this group to a pretty large area. So I'm going to set it 150, and then we'll do random filling. And see, they garrisoned in various locations around. Again, we'll set this one to defend area. Set it to 70 meters. And this one, it threw this point way out there, and I really don't want them crossing that road. I want them all kind of in this side, so you can adjust the waypoints.
David Wilson left your channel.
Kind of making it more realistic of where I want them. This guy is going all the way to that building over there. And we're going to put a couple guys here. After I get the majority of the larger groups, if it looks like an area needs a couple people, I'll put individual elements in on the map. Like I said in the last mission, I very much like using the grenadier and the auto rifleman roles. The players might not like that I use them a lot. The grenadier does like using his grenades. But I, again, think it adds to the complexity, and these players are good enough that they can handle someone shooting grenades at them. Alright, so I don't want to make it real thick. That's probably pretty good in that area, and that's a lot of enemies in a small area. We do have a nice military base here. This is where we're definitely going to add some people. And I'm going to put marksmans here, and one at this one, auto rifleman at this one, and where was the other ones? Here we go. Another auto rifleman here, and there's one more over here. We'll make this a marksman. And now what I'm going to do is garrison all these guys. So garrison group, set the radius very small, teleport, and I want it building by building, and he should garrison in there perfect. What I do now is go to recent commands and then garrison group. Again, unfortunately it doesn't save my last settings. I kind of wish it would.
Luke left your channel.
It's not that hard to select the last couple of options. Again, 1 meter teleport, building by building.
Mobius1 joined your channel.
That one, he was a little bit further than the 1 meter away, so that's why it didn't garrison well. He is garrisoned, so if I move him, he will stay garrisoned. So what I'm going to do is just lift him into
Private message received.
Thing. And we'll keep going. Move him a little bit closer so he garrisons properly. People are poking me and pinging me, so I'm going to have to turn off my TeamSpeak notifications here in a second. It's a little difficult to do admin duties and build missions at the same time. Alright, that's really good. Got those guys inside their places and they'll stay. And now we're basically going to do the same thing, more of the same. Basically, set these guys to defend the area. We'll set it at a much smaller radius. I want them to stay inside the compound, so I'll move those checkpoints. And that's pretty much what I want them to do.
X-Broly left your channel.
Up here, same thing again. Defend area, 40 meters, okay. Adjust the waypoints. And now we're going to garrison some people in these other buildings here. We got a nice building down here. So we'll put fire team size in that one.
Mobius1 left your channel.
That'll work. Garrison group. 10 meters, teleport, building by building. Now, that didn't garrison great, so I'll move them into the building where I want them more. Because they are garrisoned, they will stay in that building at least, and they won't come running out, but they garrisoned all over the place here. Also, as I discussed in the last mission, when you garrison, if you do top down, they tend to stay just in the top floor or on the roof. If you don't do top down, they tend to only do the bottom floor. So I generally go and try to distribute people throughout the building a little bit more evenly. These are much smaller buildings, so we're going to do the sentry patrol. Nope, sorry. Where is it? Sentry, which is just 2. We'll garrison them. And they're both garrisoned in there. Because of the way this building is, I try to do a manual check and make sure that they're not garrisoned in the middle of a wall or in the middle of an object. And we're going to keep doing that to all these. And just adjust the size of the team that goes into them. Just stay with me as I keep moving here. Moved myself too fast, I got lost. Yeah, see, here's an example where the guy is literally stuck in the door, and that's not nice. So We'll move him out and keep going. Go back to recent and do another fire team. Just a little bit quicker to find them in the list that way. Every building they have bad guys in them. So I think what we'll do is definitely a guard post out here. Definitely put a couple guys in that one. Now you can put the individuals in a building without garrisoning them. The thing is, if they're not garrisoned, though, they will leave the building and potentially run wherever they're going to run. If they're garrisoned like this, I specifically have to ungarrison them to make them leave the building, which is very often what I want it to do. So that's why I use garrison so much. So this guy's not wanting to go up in there, so again, now that he's garrisoned, if I put him up there, he should stay.
Reaper 6 MVP left your channel.
And now we'll go ahead and put just a rifle squad and put them on a patrol. Now patrol. The Ace Patrol does this zigzag pattern and really sets it all over the place. The Achilles Patrol does a different
Reaper
action.
6 joined your channel.
It does it in a circular pattern. And in this case, I kind of want that circular pattern. So I'm going to delete this patrol pattern from these guys and use the Achilles Patrol. And the Achilles Patrol does work on helicopters as well. And so this is, you set a radius, so the circular pattern, what combat status they're in, the direction of the circle, and whether they pause at each waypoint or not. And now they go in that circular pattern. Now, I don't want them going way out in that yard, but I do want them on the outside of the compound. So I'm going to just adjust these waypoints a little bit to try to keep them on the outside of the compound, but not too far. Alright, so that's pretty dense. That's a lot of bad guys, but it is a military compound. So we're going to keep going. Got about 20 minutes till mission starts.
Walker CJ left your channel.
Oh.
Looks like someone joined without the correct version of TFAR, and it kicks everybody out.
Altis Nia joined your channel.
Defend.
Hello, Taro.
And I'm going to stop talking constantly during the stream. Just let you guys watch. If I do anything different than what I normally do, I'll explain what I'm doing.
Croatian Avocado joined your channel.
I'm going to go ahead and try.
I didn't like getting stuck in the arsenal.
X Broly joined your channel.
T4. Is there any way to fix that, Val? Somebody had the T4. I got stuck in the arsenal because somebody loaded in with an outdated T4.
when I did that, so I
Nice.
don't know of any good
Nice.
answer for you.
Oh, I tried boarding and see if I can reconnect, so wish me
Yep.
luck.
Sorry about that.
Croatian avocado. Switch to NAK Tac Task Force Radio.
Going to turn off all. If I leave TeamSpeak on, I get pokes constantly and people joining and notifications, so I'm going to turn it off. Like this building, I'm going to put a large group spread throughout it. The whole idea of this mission was for the teams to have to do some CQB, walking through the town, really clearing it. I was trying to discourage them from doing firing at long range. We really wanted them to work in and work as a group to clear the area. So we'll hopefully do that again. I'm going to do this top down, so this first group does start on the top floor. Notice all of them top floor only. We'll garrison the second group. We're going to also tell them top floor, but we are going to then manually move them. And I'll move them to the second floor. I'm holding Alt key to move them up and down. And they do snap to the level. I just can't see the level down in there, so I'll move my camera in a second, but I'll snap them into that second floor and then move them all where I want them after that. Still have my notifications going, so if you see it pop up, it's probably just a member of the NAK Tac joining our group, or one of the admins moving from one channel to another. This is a nice building because it's got the bricks and it's got a lot of stuff for both the good guys and the bad guys to hide behind. I guess I shouldn't say good guys and bad guys. I should up 4, blue 4. Okay, this one I'm going to do getting 10 meters, but I'm not going to do fill from top bottom. I just want them to garrison on the bottom, and notice they're all on the bottom floor, none on the middle. So I wish there was a good median where it says, garrison throughout all floors, but I haven't found a good way to do it other than the way I'm doing it now. I'm going to put one more, garrison them, and we're going to leave them on the bottom floor and move them to the second floor. Lots of guys, lots of walls. I know where people are. Because they're garrisoned, I can just randomly move them. Oops, right in the middle of the 2 floors. That right in the middle of the stairs. I don't mind him being under the stairs. It's actually a nice place to kind of hide. But I don't want his head being chopped off. And we're going to move this guy into the second floor. So get my eyes on him again. Angles right to be able to see things clearly. Especially with a building with so many walls. It actually dispersed them pretty well. Definitely a lot of guys in one building, but that will be good. I think I'm going to take one of these guys and put them on the stairs. Whoa, not the whole group. So if you accidentally grab a whole group, just right click and it will unselect whatever you were doing. So that group I could tell was way too close to each other, so they need to be spread out. They were all in the back and into the building. Move him to the the second floor, make sure he moved okay. There we go. He's a little close to the wall. He's snapping, but it doesn't look like he's placed well. Oh, that was me. He was placed well. That's good. Definitely very dense. All right, so we're gonna keep moving. Big empty space here. We need to put something in there. That's just way too empty. So let's see if we can find a building. We're running out of time, so I do need to hurry a little bit. Unfortunately, this mission is so tight, so small of an area. I'm pretty much going to have to build everything all at once. But we can definitely put, no, that's not what I want for sure. Change to Middle East Cup. This is a weird map. It's kind of a mix. It's supposed to be South America somewhere. So it's kind of a weird mix. I don't want to do a huge apartment building. That one's not bad. There's an apartment building there. Straight, so that may work out pretty good. Just trying to find the right front there. There we go. Now this one is not, cannot be entered, which is okay for my purposes. I'm just using it to fill this weird gap on the map. And I will keep going. It's just a weird mix of buildings here. We got a big gap here, so maybe we move this there. It was really hard to get a feel for the style of the map. What was that? That was house with garage. Okay, so let's try house with patio. There we go. We're getting some consistency. Much easier to put in when you're in Eden. Putting it in here, you see this, it's trying to snap at all different heights. It's unfortunately something you just have to put up with a little bit. Whoa, I guess I could put that there. Just put that one. That might actually work best for me. Yeah, there we go. Position it a little better. And then let's throw a fountain in the front. A few bushes here, just so that it looks more realistic. No, we definitely have them in Eden Editor, but you are a little bit limited. Yeah, I don't see anything that's going to work for me real well. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave it at that. This is a building that can be entered, so that'll be nice. It's another building that I can put a squad in and garrison them throughout the building. again. Oh, they spread out a little bit better this time. At least it looks like a couple on the second floor. Put one on the roof here. Oops, that was a little high, but that one. All right, we're gonna keep going. Let me zoom out so I can get a better look at where I'm going and what I'm doing. So concentrate on here. Big object though. So cannot remember what it was. I may have saved it as a component. Let's see real quick. Work okay. So this position is good. This position needs to be moved over some. So I'm just, now that it's all in, what I'll do is go here and add all objects on the map. So now it exposes everything, and I'll select these and move them over a little bit more. Let's try that again. Select one too many. They're still snapped together because of the composition. Alright, so I'm going to have to split the difference a little bit. I believe I could separate them, break the attached 2 points, but I don't really have time to spend playing around right now. So this is perfect layout, but it will do. Put him up here. Problem with Garrison is he can't turn them. So I'm going to put an individual unit here. In whichever direction you want. There is a mod that I've been using a little bit, the Zek Interiors. It says it works in Ace or in Zeus. I've never seen it in Zeus. It definitely works in Eden Editor, and it's very good in Eden Editor. It places nice objects, interior objects inside buildings and whatnot. So let's just keep moving here. We'll put these guys and put another little group in here. And we'll set these on defend area. And that's pretty good for that. Alright, next military base. Lots of buildings in this one. Oh, another compound over here. Now here's the fountains I was looking for. Let's go ahead and start throwing in groups. So this one's a little bit easier because there's not a lot of structure to it. So I'm just going to tell these guys to garrison, and roughly 50 meters that, teleport, random fill, and they just do the whole thing, and then I just do the next group, same thing, 50 meters roughly, 60, random fill, and again. They are garrison things that I really don't, well, that's not bad to have them garrison, but there's a little too many people in one area there. And again, we've got like 4 people in this one building, so let's move them around. Small urban area, see if they go to the buildings we want them in. That actually worked pretty well. Now we do have these that we want to garrison. We're going to move him up into the watchtower. And we're going to do people in each of these other watchtowers. We're going to go with the individuals. So marksman. I like putting down all the men and then going back and doing all the garrisons. So I'm not jumping around back and forth from the different screens. So now that they're all down, I quickly can go to the garrison and garrison them all. Again, 1 meter, teleport, building by building, okay, and he garrisons properly. Same with the next one. 1 meter, teleport. I guess if it's 1 meter, it doesn't matter. Because I was only 1 meter, there was nothing within the 1 meter, so he goes to the bottom, and I can just easily move him. Last one. Garrison, we got a couple guys on this tower. Not exactly realistic people sitting on towers, but it'll do. I think we need a couple more guys in these buildings. I'm not going to garrison these ones. I'm going to try just placing them in this room and see if they actually come out during the battle. They want to snap the ground level, which is obviously below the building, so I need to move them into ground to the floor level. Again, just holding the Alt key. Easily snaps it in there. Grenadier is not exactly the type of person you need inside that building, so I'm going with more of the auto rifleman. Heavy gunner also a good one to use. Lots of firepower as they come through the doors. And one's in there. Enough. But we're going to do this one. I'm not going to put anybody in these apartments, but I'm just going to have groups wandering on the outside. Again, this is a very dense mission. I mean, there's a lot of bad guys here. But I think it looks like we're going to have almost 20 players. So with that many players, you do definitely need a lot of enemies. Otherwise, people are going to get bored very quick. I'm going to go ahead and put a helipad here. And then put a helicopter or two. Kind of looks odd to have a helipad in with bushes all around it, but I guess it's for the president's, I think this is the president's palace, yeah. So I guess it would be kind of fancy there. So maybe we'll go with one helipad and then go with like the armored SUV outside. So I haven't even put a lot of the, that's not what I want. That looks more like what I want. I haven't put a lot of vehicles in yet and no civilians in yet. So we've got to pick up the pace. I'm going to go check in with the players and see how close they are to being ready. If I have to, I'll let them start with this and just continue adding, because we are going to start getting into FPS drops here, so I need to be really careful if I add any more than this. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and stop this stream. We'll call this the mission setup stream, and then we will continue the next stream as the mission stream with the players playing the mission we just set up here. So hope to see you in the next video. I hope you see us in the next video, and we'll be back in a few moments.
What group am I in? Hit you. Join our group. Or our unit. He's asking what fire team. And, yeah.